Oh, yiggity. It is the Keep It Piggity. And we back. And you know exactly what it is, Jack. Um, so I found this shooting super duper funny. Um, it's funny how like the just right in the beginning, I'm talking about super right in the beginning, soon as it starts, they come right with the violins for cuz. And it's kind of ridiculous too, if you really think about it. But I just wanted to keep the picture up there for him, for y'all to see it. But it says, in the last 3 years of his life, Joseph Jones was repeatedly sent to psychiatric hospitals because of his schizophrenic and delusions that a drug cartel was after him. The Nebraska man once laid down on the highway in Kansas because of he wanted to be run over by a truck, but officers tackled him and ran him in front of a vehicle. Time and time again, his family has, the family and the police have taken his guns away, but Jones was able to keep legally buying firearms. Law enforcement could do little to nothing. Once the deputies returned a Glock pistol to him, while another time, department officers confiscated his gun, although keeping it raised questions. Last month, Jones opened fire in Omaha Target store using legally purchased AR-15. No one was hit by Jones's gunfire, but police shot and killed the 32-year-old shopper in the store. So, now isn't that funny? Y'all gotta ask yourself, why isn't that video posted and plastered all over the place? Why? Why you don't see the video of cuz getting blopped down in the middle of the grocery store? They don't show you that. But they got a world premiere, the black man video getting shot. Just think about that. It goes on to say, the episode demonstrates how gun laws fail to keep firearms out of the hand of the deeply troubled people despite the nation's effort to pass red flag laws in recent years. Nah, that ain't the case though, dog. Y'all ain't suspecting him because he got the complexion for the protection. That's first off. And then you like how they shift all the responsibility to how people obtain guns and not what Cuz did in this most heinous act right here, trying to probably intentionally go kill some people but just didn't have the heart to do it. Says, and I quote, for him to be allowed to buy a firearm, there's no excuse for it, Jones' uncle Larry Destin Jr. said. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. In August 2021, a deputy was called because Darskin didn't want to return the gun to his nephew, who had been released from psychiatric hospital. Darskin said that Jones was paranoid and had been hearing voices and had traveled through several states, fearing the cartel was chasing him, according to the county sheriff's office incident report. But Jones told the deputies that he was taking medication, he felt fine, he had no plans to hurt no one, the gun was clean, and the only conviction Jones had was for a DWI, which he collided with another vehicle on his way home from the bar years earlier. So basically what they're telling you is that he's been arrested for a plethora of crimes, yet he hasn't spent any jail time for it. Goes on to say, Nebraska isn't among 19 states with red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders. They are intended to restrict the purchase of gun and temporary remove from people who may hurt themselves or somebody else. Red flag laws have been proposed for Nebraska this year, but hasn't received legislation yet. Don't try to pass this off on legislation and gun laws. Your boy went into the Target strapped up with an AR-15, crazy as cat shit, about the damn trying to shoot some people. He just didn't have the guts. I'm standing on that. It goes on, and I quote, this is kind of an example of screaming out an extreme risk protection order, said Chris Brown, the president of Brady's Center for Gun Violence, for Prevention of Gun Violence. This actually breaks my heart it breaks my heart that did not happen here. Federal law is banning some mental illness people from buying guns since 1968, including those deemed a danger to themselves or others who have been involuntarily committed or judged not guilty by reason of insanity or incompetence to stand trial. But it sets what the Bureau's of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives spokesman John Hamm described as a very high bar. In order for somebody's names to be submitted to the FBI in conclusion for the National Institute of Criminal Background Check System, they must undergo a hearing in which they are deemed unable to take care of their business because of their mental illness. So basically, that's another loophole saying that, you know how they be using, the mental illness cry in the case and stuff like that? Basically, what this means is, even with that loophole, there's no real consequences unless it's deemed by a judge that you can't handle your business based off your illness. It goes on to say, police haven't said that Jones entered the target with 13 loaded rifle magazines and fired multiple rounds. Darson said he believes his nephew didn't want to carry out a mass shooting, but instead wanted police to kill him. He said his nephew had delusions that the cartel would hurt his family. He didn't kill himself. Why they keep giving this dude a scapegoat and an alibi to excuse his behavior, yet still passing it off on laws that haven't been passed? It's very, they said that like 5 times already. We get it. He thinks the cartel is going to kill him. Jeez. Anyway, the timeline released by the police made no mention of Jones firing directly at customers or workers, so that makes it better. Instead, he fired his AK cylinder rifle and at inanimate objects, including a self-checkout and a drink cooler. Well, he could have hit somebody if he didn't hit those. Authorities ordered him to drop the gun more than 20 times. Wow, that's a lot of leeway. After Jones said, "I'll kill you," he was shot. Because they knew he meant that shit. It goes on, I quote, "We do really feel bad for the people who were traumatized at the target, even for the law enforcement officers who was forced to take the shot." Really? We know that they did what they had to do. It was just never been able to get there. Hollingsworth reported that the mission in Kansas City, Lindsay, Whitehurst, and Washington, D.C., Bernard. Okay, so what? Okay, boom. But, yeah, so if y'all, what you notice about, did you notice something about that article? Because I did. Wasn't no demonization. It was all excuses, looses. It was all, he just wasn't right in the head, but somehow we just kept having to give him guns. We don't know what the hell's going on, but he just got guns and he can just do whatever he wants. That's such a cop-out. But anyway, get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about that. You know what I mean? If y'all appreciate hearing about the news that's going on around the world that no other outlet is talking about, make sure you hit that like button, share this. Welcome Instagram. Appreciate y'all for jumping onto the train. And I got 4 words for you. It's love with the peace. I got blessings and aloha. Out the doha for show how. You already know how. Take these commercials before I go high, homie.
Sandra Blackwood for Hot Lava Music TV. First off, let's get this straight. I only want a boss. And I like to see a boss and boss shit. Where can you get boss shit, you ask? Well, dig this player. Boss 3 Anti Clothing got that drip for you and your missus. Now first, go follow at Boss 3 Anti Clothing on IG to see more real boss shit. And second, please log on to boss3anticlothing.com. That's boss3anticlothing.com.
We need to go out here and say exactly what we want. And we got to say it with our chest. And we kind of start pussyfooting around, and we got to stop being scared to say exactly what we want, what we need. need that paper. Say it with your chest. Damn all that. We need justice. We need y'all to love us. No. We don't need that paper. We need reparations in the form of a check. Let's stop being afraid to say it.